There is a country where people eat white rice at almost every meal, where they consume more carbohydrates per capita than nearly any Western nation. And yet, their obesity rate is 4%. America's? 42%. Even more shocking, their visceral fat levels, that deadly fat wrapped around your organs, are among the lowest in the world. How is this possible? The answer isn't genetics. It isn't portion control. It's a single daily habit so simple that when Western scientists first studied it, they dismissed it as irrelevant. They were wrong. Before we talk about the solution, you need to understand the problem. Most people pinch their belly fat and hate it. But that jiggly fat you can pinch? That's subcutaneous fat. From a health perspective, it's mostly harmless. It's cosmetic. The real killer is visceral fat. It wraps around your internal organs like a parasite. It strangles your liver. It chokes your pancreas. And unlike subcutaneous fat, visceral fat is biologically active, an endocrine organ pumping out inflammatory chemicals that destroy your cardiovascular system and drive insulin resistance. Here's the terrifying part. You can be thin everywhere else and still have dangerous levels of visceral fat packed inside your torso. It's called TOFI, thin outside, fat inside. So how do you know if you have it? Push on your belly. If it's soft and squishy, that's mostly subcutaneous. But if your stomach sticks out and feels hard and firm, that's visceral fat pushing against your abdominal wall from the inside. The Japanese secret, hara hachi biyu. In Okinawa, one of the world's blue zones where people live past 100 at rates 10 times higher than America, they practice something called hara hachi bu, eat until you are 80% full. When Western scientists first heard this, they dismissed it as folklore. But then they started studying the Okinawans. When you eat until you're 80% full instead of stuffed, you create a metabolic environment that your body interprets as mild caloric restriction. But unlike crash dieting, this doesn't trigger your body's famine response. It doesn't slow your metabolism. Instead, it activates autophagy, your body's self-cleaning system. When you're not constantly digesting food, your body shifts from growth mode to repair mode. And it preferentially targets visceral fat for energy. Why? Because visceral fat is metabolically active and stored near your liver for quick access. When you practice hara hachi bu, you create a gentle deficit that signals your body it's safe to tap into those reserves without triggering starvation mode. The timing trick, eating with circadian rhythm. The Japanese don't just eat less. They eat differently. They eat a substantial breakfast, moderate lunch, and light dinner finished by 7 p.m. This is the opposite of how most Americans eat. We skip breakfast and have our biggest meal at 8 or 9 p.m., right before bed. Here's why that destroys your metabolism. Your body's ability to process carbohydrates follows a circadian rhythm. In the morning, your insulin sensitivity is highest. By evening, it drops by 50%. When you eat a massive meal at night, your body doesn't know what to do with all that energy. You're about to lie down for 8 hours. So where does it go? Straight into visceral fat storage. A study in cell metabolism compared two groups eating the exact same calories. One group ate most of their food at breakfast and lunch. The other at dinner. Same calories, different timing. The breakfast group lost significantly more visceral fat. The timing changed where the fat came from. The movement code NEAT over intensity. The Japanese approach to exercise is completely backwards from Western fitness culture. They don't worship intensity. They walk. A lot. The average Japanese person walks 6,000 to 8,000 steps per day as part of normal life. This is called NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. And here's the shocking truth. NEAT is more effective at burning visceral fat than high-intensity training. Why? Because of cortisol. When you do intense exercise multiple times per week, you spike cortisol, your stress hormone. When cortisol stays elevated, it tells your body to hold onto visceral fat. It's your emergency survival reserve. Walking doesn't spike cortisol. It lowers it. It signals to your body that you're safe, that it's okay to let go of those fat reserves. A study in Japan tracked office workers who started walking 30 minutes per day. No diet changes, just walking. After 12 weeks, they lost an average of 8% of their visceral fat. The metabolic switch, fasted morning movement. The Japanese have a practice called Reigyo Taiso radiocalisthenics. Every morning at 6:30 a.m., millions of Japanese people do light stretching and calisthenics together. They're doing it fasted, first thing in the morning before breakfast. When you wake up, you've been fasting for 10 to 12 hours. Your glycogen stores are low. Your body is primed to burn fat. If you do light movement in this state, you flip a metabolic switch. Your body taps into fat stores. And because visceral fat is the easiest to access, that's what gets burned first. But here's the key. It has to be light to moderate intensity. High-intensity cardio while fasted spikes cortisol and breaks down muscle. A study in the British Journal of Nutrition found that people who exercised before breakfast burned 20% more fat than those who exercised after eating. And the fat they burned? Predominantly visceral. The tea ritual, green tea and visceral fat. Green tea contains EGCG, epigallocatechin gallate. It's a polyphenol that helps unlock your fat cells. But it does something else. It inhibits an enzyme called COMT, which breaks down norepinephrine, a hormone that signals fat burning. By blocking COMT, EGCG keeps your body in fat-burning mode longer. A randomized study in Japan had participants drink green tea with high catechins for 12 weeks. No other changes. They lost significantly more visceral fat than the control group. But here's the critical detail. They drank it throughout the day, between meals, never with sugar. The Japanese drink it plain, hot, and often. If you add sugar, the insulin spike tells your body to stop burning fat. The tea becomes useless. Plain matcha or sencha tea. No sugar. Multiple times per day. The fermentation factor, gut health and fat. The Japanese diet is loaded with fermented foods. Miso, natto, pickled vegetables. These aren't just side dishes. They reshape your gut microbiome. Your gut bacteria play a massive role in how your body stores and burns fat. People with high visceral fat have more Firmicutes bacteria, extremely efficient at extracting calories. People with low visceral fat have more Bacteroidetes, associated with leanness. Fermented foods shift this balance. They introduce beneficial bacteria that reduce inflammation and enhance your body's ability to regulate blood sugar and burn fat. A study in South Korea showed that participants who ate kimchi daily for 8 weeks saw significant reductions in visceral fat, even without calorie restriction. The fermented foods were changing their gut microbiome. The protocol, your action plan. Let's bring this together into something you can do starting tomorrow. 1. Practice hara hachibu. Eat until you're 80% full. Not stuffed. Comfortably satisfied. 2. Front load your day. Bigger breakfast and lunch. Make dinner your smallest meal. Stop eating by 7 p.m. 3. Walk daily. 6,000 to 8,000 steps. Make it part of life, not exercise. 4. Do light movement in the morning before breakfast. Stretching. Walking. 15 minutes. Fasted. 5. Drink plain green tea between meals. Matcha or sencha. No sugar. Multiple times a day. 6. Eat fermented foods. Miso soup. Kimchi. Sauerkraut. Feed your gut bacteria. 7. Add color to every meal. Carrots. Peppers. Spinach. Squash. Avoid beige foods. 8. Sit on the floor sometimes. Get up and down without using your hands. Keep your body functional. 9. Spend time in nature once or twice a week. Walk slowly. Lower your cortisol. This isn't extreme. It's sustainable. It's how an entire nation maintains low visceral fat and lives longer, healthier lives. Your body doesn't need punishment. It needs signals. Signals of safety. Signals that the famine isn't coming. Give it those signals and the visceral fat will finally let go.